Hey my friend, it's Massaro, author of 10 Rules of a Profitable Moving Company and founder of Moving Mastery. Are you training your movers in customer service, or are you only training them on how to move furniture? Because, rule number 7 of the 10 Rules of a Profitable Moving Company is train your movers in customer service, okay? This is so important. They are the face of your company. They're the ones that are going to be interacting with your customer. How is it that you want that interaction to go? You can't just expect them to know it. Too many times moving companies are just, giving out the contracts saying, do you have enough helpers? Do you have everything you need? Okay, good, go, right? But they're not training the movers in how they want them to interact with the customer. And the customers are expecting more than just showing up and moving your furniture from point A to point B, right? First impression goes a long way. How the movers show up at the house and the first few things they do set the tone for the whole move. I used to tell my guys this repeatedly. When you show up and your truck is clean and the pads are folded and it's swept out, you're in uniform and you walk up to the customer and you introduce yourself and you introduce your crew and you make them feel comfortable, all their worries and anxieties about the move go down. And they're like, oh, okay, good. I got some good guys here. These guys are going to do a good job. They're going to take care of me. But when you show up and, one guy's out by the truck smoking a cigarette and you're just like, hey, what's up? And we're here to move you. And you don't really, start the whole thing off right. You set a bad tone for the move, and now the customer could be complaining about stuff that isn't even relevant. They just don't feel right about the situation, right? So, you have good crews, you have some crews that don't do this thing on their own. But what if you train them? What if you trained every single mover that this is how things need to be done? When you show up to the home, the first thing you need to do is the driver needs to walk up to the house. The helpers need to have some pads on their shoulders or under their arms and walk up with him. The driver should introduce himself and the crew and explain to the customer, I'm going to be handling this, he's going to be handling that, they're going to be handling that, and explain what's going to be going on. Put the customer at ease, right? Then the helpers could start right away. They can go and pad wrap some furniture or some rails or protect the doorways and do things to just set a good first tone, right? So that's the start of the move. How do you want them to end the move, right? What's your company's policy for the end of the move? Should they, at the end of the pickup, should they go and get the customer and say, can you look around and make sure that we got everything, right? Is there anything else you want us to do before we leave? At the drop-off, is everything where you'd like it to be? Is there anything else we can do? These things need to be thought out by you and then trained, right? You need to train your movers on them. You can't just let them go out and do it how they want to do it, because you know what? Then essentially your company's going to be an accumulation of how this driver, this driver, this driver, these movers, and these movers would run their company. No, it's your company. Have things done in a consistent way by everybody. The consistency is key. So if you think these things out in advance, it won't take much to train your staff and your movers to do things how you want them to be done. It also goes for, a problem on the job or an unforeseen circumstance. How do they handle that? They need to be trained, right? Something happens, right? I don't know. A piano falls down a whole flight of stairs, right? It happens, right? So what do? What's the first thing that they do? The movers need to know they're in a tough spot. They're there face to face with the customer. The customer's yelling at them. They're pissed off. What do? You need to decide that. Do they need to never engage with the customer when there's a problem and always say, let me call the office and let you speak to the dispatcher or let you speak to the owner or whoever? Or are you going to train them to deal with these situations, right? That's for you to decide, but what you do need to decide, and what I'm telling you do need to do, is that you need to make those decisions ahead of time and then train your movers on them. It's something that it's going to go a long way for creating raving fans. It's going to go a long way for getting more 5-star reviews. And it's just going to create a more, smoother environment. And you're not going to have movers that are out just doing whatever they want to do. It's about, you work for this company, you work for my company, and this is how we do things here, right? And if certain, guys don't want to get with the program, then maybe they're not made to work for your company. Maybe they should go open their own company. Maybe they should go work for a different company. But at your company, how do you want things done? Because every single employee that you have, every single person that you put in the face of a customer or put on the phone with a customer is a reflection of you and your company, right? So you need to think about that. And you need to think about, if you were out on the move, how would you handle it? How would you introduce yourself to the customer? How would you deal with a problem if it came up? So how would you want your men and your movers to do that, or women, to go out and handle every single interaction on the move? So rule number 7 of 10 rules of a profitable moving company: train your movers in customer service, all right? Don't just train them on how to move furniture, train them on how to interact. So when you're doing your training, it doesn't take much extra time to do this, all right? So when you bring on new staff, you train them, obviously, even if they already know how to move furniture, you're going to retrain them so that you make sure that you see that they know what they're doing. But then also, give them the checklist. These are the things that need to happen. If these problems come up, this is what you need to do. And every day, remind them of that, okay? Listen, till next time, continue to profit in business, thrive in life. I'll see you later. Hey, my friend, it's Lewis. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Do me 2 favors. Number 1, subscribe to this channel so that you continue to get updates every time I release new training for you. And number 2, if you'd like to get ahead a little bit faster and become more profitable in your business, what I'd like to do is give you a copy of my 10 rules of a profitable moving company. These are the same 10 rules that I applied in my business that helped me grow it into a multi-million-dollar nationwide company. Okay, so all you need to do is click on the link on this page, or head over to lewismassaro.com/10 rules. So that's Lewis, L-O-U-I-S, Massaro, Massaro.com/10 rules. Just put in your name and email address, and I'll email you out a copy. Okay, until then, every single day, go out and profit in business and thrive in life. I'll see you later.